I think we're good. Okay, hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday spiritual session with me, Michael Rolla. What's going on, everybody? I am your host and guide for these things that I'll be doing every Sunday. Please come join me if you like what's going on. Feel free to share and comment and all that stuff, and we can really get a dialogue going and get everything talked about. But today is all about you are being you being the message. It's your life, it's your message. And JC came in yesterday with me. JC, we call him JC. That's one of the ways I learned to name him throughout watching and working with people online. And by JC I refer to Jesus Christ. So Master Jesus is with me right now, and he was with me really powerfully yesterday. Had a really good session with some friends and whatnot yesterday, and he stayed with me for pretty much like the rest of the day. It was really nice. We had wonderful evening, just hanging out, catching up on some shows, some TV shows. Had a really good evening. And there was a wonderful effervescent feeling. I'm in America, so weather's getting nicer. We're getting into summer, and I think we actually just turned the air on, so it's been like the second day turning the air on. But there was this wonderful effervescent mist just over the entire, the whole house for the rest of the evening, and it was a wonderful experience. So it was so nice to have connected, to anyone who, everyone who was there, and just to have JC come by and just, be with us for the rest of the day. It was a great feeling. Hey Nicole, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Cool, good to see you. So JC stayed with me. I was just saying, yesterday for most of the day, and it was really cool what he ended up giving me. It was really funny. So coming off of the session, that I was doing with some friends and whatnot, what he said to me, he gave me the funniest idea. He went back to because he was saying it's your message, you are the message. Learning about, he said all kinds of things. He said when you can calm your body and you get used to where, they're all coming in at, because he's saying, if you want to connect with this being or that being, or if you start to understand, like Raphael is like, color green for healing, and Archangel Michael is like blue, and then blue is the throat chakra, you can make all these references. But he was saying, it's really not limited to anything like that. It's really, it's your entire being. It's everything that triggers you. It's everything that makes you happy, makes you sad, and when we remove the judgment from our own selves and from judgment in other people, which then allows them to be who they want to be, that's really what it's about in this whole embodying, more love and bringing more love, because we're all trying to embody it into earth and ground it here and, create it and give as much as we can and really, make that our surroundings too. For such a long time, our surroundings have been, we wanted to bring them up, and so it's really, what is the correlation between the world around you and your physical body? Like they say, so macrocosm and then the microcosm, or like economics, macroeconomics, micro, it's just big and small. So our bodies are the micro and the earth is the macro. We have, the water that flows through the earth is the blood that flows through our bodies. The oxygen is in our lungs. The earth is our, our stomach and our digestive system, and, our ability to, like the earth does, mushrooms and fungus, they eat it up and then they, so that's where we, and then we digest, the earth digests, it's everything. And so he was really saying how, noticing your relation to the environment is one way that you can learn about your body, your purpose, why you're here, and all things like that. When you follow the organic, natural life-giving, ways, it's really going to help you to determine, what makes you feel good. And that's what, we're all here really trying to do. And that was a big, so then we got into the focus of that. It's really focusing on, you and yourself, and not so much everyone else, because you can only really be here for yourself, and then share as much as we do. But that's what we have to do. We can't impose on other people. We can't, it's like I've said before, I don't want you guys to just, do what I'm doing, or, like just listen to what I'm saying. I want you guys to listen to what you're saying. I want you guys to know what's happening around you, to be self-aware, to be, all of that. Because once we all do that, then, I don't have to worry about changing you or changing the world around me, or changing, it's because we all start to do it within ourselves. Hi, Susie. Nice to see you. So yeah, it's so realizing your connection to it all. And so what we got into, then he gave me an awesome example. He gave me an example back in the day when I was a teenager, and was at having a good time with friends and whatnot, and and he kept giving me like sexiness, like sexy beast, like kept coming to my head, and so I have a very strong, easy human reference to the sexy beast, which is a friend of mine. We were having a lot of fun when we were kids, and he knows, if he ever sees this video, he knows who he is. It's gonna be hilarious. I hope one day he does. But a big guy, stocky, stocky built, had his shirt off, drinks in both hands, and he was just in the zone, and he was the sexiest, sexy beast, right? One of those guys, and it was so funny because he was giving me this example, I'm just sitting here like, I love it. I love that example because it's more about you and your relationship to your own system, to your own planet, so we got into it, and you started to say, it's not about, because you're embodying energy. And when you understand that, it doesn't really matter what other people say about you. It's not about, so if you someone who's attractive, someone who's not unattractive, if there's someone who's attractive who doesn't think of themselves as attractive, they're going to be on another level. But then there could be someone who's, say, maybe not so attractive, and and they could think of themselves as the most beautiful person in the world. They carry themselves with an air of love and of peace and of sensuality. And, just because someone isn't, maybe physically attractive, which is, again, just an opinion for one person, right? It doesn't mean that they're not embodying sexiness, right? And so it was the funnest example, and it was so charged, so full of energy. And he kept reiterating, he's like, because we're too busy worrying about what other people are thinking and letting their opinion about us determine how we feel and how we think about ourselves, So in that example where it was my buddy with his shirt off, just sweating, and it's like, but he was a sexy beast, and there's nothing that anybody else could do to tell him otherwise. And that's why it was so funny, was because he was embodying it, and in that being, it didn't matter, and he was creating his own world and his own reality, and he was making it happen, so he was fully, just embodied in the being, and it's a beautiful thing. And in the what do we want to say from that? He kept reiterating how it doesn't matter what everyone else says. It's all about you inside. Hold on, let me go with that. I think there's more there. There's so much when it came through, and it's the funniest example yesterday. And because we're too busy letting it. Oh, and he was saying how, when you do that, and when we all start doing that, it stops becoming a worry where, we all just start having fun. Like when my friend was walking around talking how sexy, it's like Austin Powers or something, I think of, in Fat Bastard, when he's like, I'm so sexy, it's like, and he is, because he's embodying it, and it doesn't mean that you have to agree with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's an energetic vibration that's being created within someone, and therefore they're creating in the world that pathway for now people who feel that way to be free to feel that way. There's more to it than just what someone else thinks about it, because we're creating energy here. We're working with energy. So it's not about, proving it wrong or proving like you have to look like this or you have to look like that. And it was it was so funny. It was so charged. And he just kept saying like, you're all sexy beasts. And when you all embody that, then we create this world where, so many things would fall away, so many insecurities, so many worries, so many, people would just be how they are, no matter what, no matter how you look. It's like, going to the store in your PJs, or not putting makeup on. It's like, you don't care. Why? Because I'm sexy. I don't need nothing, like I'm going to shave half my face, I'm going to shave this half, and I'm just going to walk around sexy. Why? Because that's just how I feel like, but what is the purpose? Why justify not feeling it? Why say, oh, I'm not, or oh, I am? Why wouldn't you always want to feel like that? Why wouldn't, starting to get into our bodies, starting to get familiar with our chakra systems, like our sacral chakra, which is our sensuality. These are important things that we all do, and if we can't do them individually for ourselves, you can't expect someone else to do it for you. If you can't look at yourself beautifully, you're going to be walking with your head down. You're going to be this and this and this. So then don't look at, other people. I mean, there's so many things that come up because of that, and once we stop worrying about what they're thinking or anybody else is thinking, and we just be how we want to be, and we feel the love, we feel the, like I said yesterday, the reason, there was just this effervescent like mist around the house, just around me and my girlfriend Linda all day, or all night, and it was just a wonderful feeling, and it didn't matter like what was going on. It didn't matter about like how this was or how that was. We were just in a place of such peace and acceptance and allowing that nothing, and that's the place we want to create. That's the place we want to live in, where we don't have to worry about stuff. You don't have to worry about what other people think or what other people are doing, right? Because sometimes we do have to, what is that guy thinking about? What is his, maybe we don't want to go over there. But when we do these things for ourselves and we recognize our connection to them and how we're creating either our own happiness, our own acceptance of ourselves, or our own lack of acceptance of ourselves, that's going to create our entire world. That's literally complete split. You can go way off into love and the greatest love in the world, or you can go way off into total, upset, depression, fear, all that stuff. And that's in the world, especially with the way people look. Hi Jeannie, I'm sorry I didn't say hi Jeannie, I saw your thing there again. Hey Jeannie. It's so prevalent in the world, it's so, but then like I said, there's people who they go shopping like me, in my PJs. I don't care, it's like, and in doing that, you show and you allow the world and other people around you to do that too, so now the girl or whoever who puts makeup on all the time, every single time she goes out, now she feels free to not care because she sees someone who maybe she finds attractive or not attractive, not wearing makeup. She sees another girl, who's not wearing makeup, but then she's with her boyfriend, and then okay, see, it can be done, right? Okay, yes, it can be done. Of course, it can be done. You can do it any way you want to do it, and it's there's the beauty when you own your beauty, your when you own yourself, when you don't let the clothes wear you. Wait, no. How's that? You know what I mean? You don't let the clothes define you. You wear the clothes. You know what I mean? You define the clothes that you're wearing. I can't remember how that saying goes, but there's a saying like that. I'm sure I've heard it before. And so it was really funny. It was really powerful. It was really charged. It was such a funny topic. I had such a good image of my friend, us having some drinks. He's all sweaty, shirt off, and he was just, but we were so happy. We're having such a good time, and that's what we want to do, where nothing can stop you, no matter what you're doing. And so that brings me into the next one, which I wrote some things down, so I didn't want to miss them, but that kind of goes right into the next one is, the fear of that, so it's all, and to stay with the theme, it's your message. You are the message, right? So there's there's the side that you came in with, and then there's also the side that you're sort of creating, in the moments, so fear, are you attached to the fear? Are you attached to the fear out in the world, and is it fearing you on the inside? So getting used to, your body, and really being honest with yourself. That's what's going to come for a lot of people. We're really going to have to be honest with ourselves in a lot of ways, and hopefully people feel free and safe in order to do that. And so the example came in is, for fear is really realizing that everything is tied to fear. And so the example that it gave me was, like, if you're shopping and you're trying to get something and you're rushed, or whatever, or you're for me, I work, I'm always working, and then people are shopping around me. So then sometimes people will walk up, and then I'll go, and I get a little frustrated, at the moment, because I was working, I'm in the zone, but I got to move away, I got to let them. And what's interesting about those moments, right, is that feeling comes up in you, like, oh my gosh, frustration, or like a road rage, or like, these little things that, like, can pop up from time to time. And then, so you're thinking these things, right? Someone's shopping next to you, and you're thinking like, oh, hurry up, or, like whatever, things that pop in our head. And then, and I'm always saying to myself, stop that, stop, and I'm always checking myself, because it's what I do, like, full time. So, I've gotten really good at, but I've had so many experiences of that, and so, and when you break it down and you really go inside yourself and you really think about it, what is it about that is causing any frustration whatsoever? So on the surface, you say, okay, well, I'm trying to get things done, I'm pressed for time, sometimes people are slow, so it's like, so there are all these things, but that's fear. And so you say, well, how is that fear that why am I fearing that someone's just shopping, right? So if you break it down, the fear is, and this is an easy example, but the fear is the fact that you feel like if this person doesn't hurry up, then the rest of the day is going to get ruined. So even, and for whatever reason, you could always think of it, but that's a fear, so on the surface, you're thinking, oh, this person, hurry up here, hurry up there, whatever's going on, and, you're getting frustrated, or you're getting this, all anger, all, frustration, all of this stuff, everything is fear-based. And we think of fear, you hear that word and you think of maybe big scary, but it's not always just a big scary monster fear. It's just, it could be something as simple as that, that you just don't realize. So when you start to connect to every single, good and bad feeling that lies within us, that's what's really gonna, and we have to be able to do that. You have to be able to look at yourself, and really have to, if anything feels bad inside of you, you have to ask, why does it feel bad, and what's it doing there, and where does it come from, and I think there was other examples too from yesterday, but I remembered that one because that was really easy, everything, it's just like putting on the makeup or wearing your PJs and going shopping, why? You're gonna meet Prince Charming? Like, and the thing is if you did meet Prince Charming, wouldn't you want him to love you in your PJs? Why are you lying, right? Now who's lying? You know what I mean? So every single thing is a fear based. And once we can let go of the fear and start to realize how sexy you are, why? Because I want to be. Because I'm choosing it to be my reality. Because I'm not asking anyone else for permission to do so. Because I came here to live in this life and in this body, and I'm going to love myself, right? I'm going to love this body. I'm going to love this life, you know what I mean? As much as I possibly can, right? At the very least, and so everything, when you remove the fear, and so I should have just titled this the Sexy Beast title, Daily Inspiration, Sexy Beast #2, or something, like, because, it's not about, because there's somebody for everybody, right? And then there's all different all across the world, like right now somebody could see you. I guarantee that there's someone in the world that would see you and think you're the most beautiful person in the planet, because there's that person out there for every single one of us, like, and it doesn't mean that, it's going to be a range, of course, sure, but again, does that even matter? You know what I mean? Look at the feeling that instills when you think of someone else giving that to you. Well, look at now you're tied up to how they think. What do I have to do with that? And you're taking all the power away from yourself. Whereas in, my buddy, he doesn't even know where he is. He's got drinks in 2 hands right now. He probably doesn't know where his shirt's at. He knows he's sweating. That's probably about it. And nothing else matters. Nothing else. The everyone else who was at the place, all hanging out with all of us. The girls didn't matter, right? And then which ones are gonna like them? The ones who are feeling that. They're feeling your energy, and that was sort of what came in too, is really reading between the lines. Which is what it's all about. We're not, we're too busy in the mind explaining it like, okay, this is how it should be because it should look like this, or it should look like that, or it should be this, or it should be that. Well, okay, if it's not visually stimulating or attractive to you, that doesn't mean that it's not attractive. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a sensuality of its own. You know what I mean? A rock has its own sensuality, right? Because it has, it's a rock. It's not a feather. You know what I mean? So they're unique, and so looking at the beauty of things, and then this goes into how, what JC was talking about, the connection with your body and the earth, and that how it's not just one chakra, or another chakra, it's not just the pretty stuff that is Archangel Jophiel making things beautiful. Archangel Jophiel is beautifying the whole world. He's not discriminating. He, she. They're not discriminating, and so it goes into reading in between the lines in all areas and in all aspects, because what we're learning and what's coming is we're all beginning to read people's energy, our own energy, right? Understanding, like, it's just like, being forced, maybe, say you had, like, strict parents and they made you go to school to become a lawyer and you didn't ever want to become a lawyer. It's like you're forcing it. You're saying that in my mind it's gonna, and sure, there's a lot of things like that, like, yeah, but the takeaway from that is have a good job. The takeaway from that is as a parent, you want them to succeed and be comfortable in life, right? So focus more on what's going to make you comfortable, your family comfortable, and less about the ideas and the systems, because that's what happens to most of us. Whether you're super successful and you work a lot, and then you realize, like, man, I've spent so much time in my life just working, I haven't even lived it, or you spend too much time living it and not enough time working, and you say, man, maybe if I would have done a little bit this or that, maybe I would have, but then, and even that, it doesn't matter, it's and that's the thing. We live in a world, we're too busy trying to tell people how to live their life, and how to, this, you need to do this so we can fix it, and don't, that's, that one guy or two guys, I mean, and that's why I always say, we all need to believe in ourselves. I need you to believe in you and what's happening with you. And I need you to learn what's going on with your life and your body and in the world around you and in your system. And learn to connect with your guides and learn to connect with your guiding light. Everyone has their guiding light, right? And what is that for you? Where does that feel like? It's in everything you do. It's in everything you don't do. It's all connected, reading between the lines. When someone asks you, who are you? Do you say, oh, I'm the CEO of blah, 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 and I'm this, okay, yeah, but, who are you really? Like, who are you? Really, go inside. Who are you? Put all this stuff away, all of the trappings of the world. Put the job down, put the school down, put the kids down, put it all down, and really go inside and figure out who you are. Figure out what makes you feel happy. Figure out what makes you not feel happy, and don't, and don't overanalyze it, just go right into the heart, and then, it's always there. And it doesn't matter what someone else, is saying. Like, how do you feel? I feel great. I want to feel, and it doesn't matter what's happening around me, and it's tough. That's tough because not everybody, we all kind of, we grow up in the worlds that we grow up into, in the lives that we do, and we do our best to figure them out, but again, it's about coming back inside. The more you figure out you, and the more you honor yourself and stop feeling obligated perhaps to figure it all out, because that's a big that can be a tricky thing, because you want to help the world. So how do we help the world? Well, I've been trying to help the world, in this way, and not a lot's been changing. What's going on, so there's all this stuff. So how do we really do that? Well, again, it's not you guys listening to me. I mean, doing what I'm doing. It's you guys doing what you're doing, and by me doing what I'm doing, and I'm sharing it with you guys are gonna start, oh, I'm gonna do what I gotta do then, okay, and then I'm gonna show this person, and then we're making the pathways for all of us. That's the whole point behind this. And, we're creating the paths for people to follow, to embody it. Because if any of us are going to embody, I've said that before, if we're going to embody this super light being peoples that we all want to be, right? These, super galactic, universal, angelic, whoever God selves, however high you want to go, why would you literally can't ever have a thought about yourself in a negative way. You know what I mean? You because you never would, and not like you can't, but if you still do, that's going to hold you back from ever being that person. So it's all about, you are the message, you know what I mean? You, everything within you is a message. And it's not about the fear of what your message is. It's not about who or how your message is going to affect. I mean, like, it is, in the trickle down, but it's not, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about how you feel about you. Like they say, when you believe in yourself, that's when everybody else will believe in you too, because if I'm asking you to, about me, well, you're just, I don't know you. What are you, I barely know your whole life. I mean, like I can't, what do you, I don't know, do you believe in yourself? Because I don't know what's going on in your head. I don't know, and especially how well do we know each other? How trustworthy have we met? So, we're putting so much out there and expecting to receive it back when we already got it. It's all inside here. And where is it? It's in the greatest place that you'll find it. Because where's all the love? Like, if you don't, sometimes it's hard to connect with that love. We get bogged down. I know I had a tough time too, when I was pulling myself out, in the more fun times of my, experience here, is how do you, what was I saying? How do you want to feel? It's up to you. Oh, geez, I think I lost that. That one totally went off. I started laughing on that one. But, it's up to you to make that determination for yourself, obviously. If I haven't said that enough times. So let me see, since I just lost that one, sort of. So, yeah, reading between the lines and, it's like being kids, and just how free they were. And I was just talking about this too, yesterday how we're coming back to that imagination. Look at a kid. I'm Batman. I'm Iron Man. I'm Superman. I'm Spider-Man. Like they don't care. They're not asking you like what you think. They're not asking you if you think they're Batman. They already know they're Batman. And if you don't get it, then they're not going to hang out with you because they're Batman right now. So if you don't fit into the Batman world in some way or one way or another, then that's not even my reality, So look at how they do it. Look at how we're, and why does a kid, and look at a kid's body system. Look at how well they bounce back, right? Look at how, and sure, we can argue, little things like they're more cartilage based, they're more this or more that, so in general, they're going to have more restorative and regenerative, perhaps, capabilities. But it's like the saying, you grow old, or, did you stop playing because you grew old, or did you grow old because you stopped playing, right? Is the kid, did we all start to age, right? Because we stopped being like kids and we stopped allowing ourselves to have that freedom. So while a kid has the freedom to be this, to be that, to do this and to do that, and then at the end of the day he just goes home, goes to sleep, wakes up the next day, does it all over again, doesn't have any hang-ups. So he's not going to age, because look at what he's allowing himself to be, free all the time, but then we as adults, you can't say you're Batman, because how you can't be Batman, you got to prove that to me in a court of law. If it's not proven and we don't have evidence, or whatever we get into as we get adults, which is fun, because then that's a trip into like the logical mindset and the technical mindset, like mathematics. That's a lot of fun, but we also got to learn, we got to take ourselves back a little and step back and say, well, what about the energetic, what about the heart space, what about the world, the receptive world that isn't so organized and everything, and it is all organized, but we can go technical or we can go nature, you know what I mean? So it's what was I saying? I wanted to connect it. I don't know, but just being a kid, that's why. Well, okay, so I just want to connect like back to their body and just how that's that's why they're young. That's that saying is what makes, like I said that before too. Now on the flip side, a kid, and then so now what I said was with that old man, or was it poor man, rich man mentality? And I read it somewhere one time, but the studies, psychology, whatever, and how the rich man is like always open to like new experiences, and he's always in awe and and at wonder with the world and excited to learn more stuff, because there's always something new to experience. 100 years isn't enough time to do it all, especially look at the Shaolin monks who, they practice like decades to be able to do stuff, so if you practice decades, well, you just missed the whole first 20 years, what I mean? It's not possible to do. So, there's sometimes people where we say, oh, what do I want to do with life? There's so much stuff to do. It's endless. You couldn't possibly do it all. You couldn't, in the life. So have at it, you know what I mean? Get out there. Remember the awe, remember the joy. What do I want to do today? I don't know. I woke up feeling like Batman. I don't know what everybody else wants to do today. I think people are going to be grumpy and, some adults are going to watch the news and be grumpy and worry and, whatever. I don't know, but I'm going to go be Batman for the day. Why not? I think, who said that? Eddie Griffith, stand-up comedian, actor. He said that. He said you work hard. You work Monday through Friday. He said on the weekend, he said be somebody else. He said I'm Michael Jackson, and then he does the whole, because he can do Michael Jackson dance and impressions, really well. He said be Michael Jackson for a weekend. Who cares? He said they pull you over. He said I'm Michael Jackson, and he's doing the whole thing. It was really funny. It was cracking up, and that's the freedom, and it doesn't matter, but as long as, obviously we have to do that within, safe measures, because, we still live with a lot of humans who, they get, again, and what is that? They're fearing it. You know what I mean? If I'm walking around saying I'm Batman, then, okay, we need to arrest that guy. Why? Because he's mentally unstable. Oh, am I? Am I now? Okay. Well, says who? You know what I mean? Oh geez, and go a lot of directions on that one, So I'd say be safe. I think that's the takeaway from that one. Just be careful, but make sure that they know you're of sound mind. But that's what happens. Look at it. It's in the world. It's in society. It's pushed upon you, every single day. So really. It's, again, are we asking them? Are we asking their permission to be Batman? This is the last person I'm going to ask, because look what he wants to do. He wants to lock me up, right? It's just about, it's really about coming back inside. The message is you. You are the message. Like it's within you. It's everything that you say. And this came to me yesterday too, where it was, it's like we're all living this life. And we're all getting fed up with it. We're all, this life, I don't want to, I'm just saying, put out there for people who, are maybe struggling, or, the heaviness or understanding, it's like we all come to this place and we all have to live it. And it's like we're all over it though. We all know, we all can expect it. We can all guess what's going to happen. Oh, I've seen that person before. Oh, I've seen that relationship before. Oh, do I trust this person? Do I trust that person? Oh, I put myself out there. We'll see how it's going to happen. And instead of doing it in that way where your lack of control and you're letting the world determine it for you, you take it all back, and then you be at peace, and you give the love to yourself. You let yourself be a sexy beast. You let yourself be free of fear, because it's like, okay, so to go to that example with the shopper, it's like you're having that thought in your mind where you go, oh, hurry up, and you find yourself getting frustrated. But then now say that person turned to you and said, hi, excuse me, can you help me reach this? I can't reach this on the shelf. Or can you, something like that. How are you going to react, right? Right away, you're, oh yeah, sure, okay, sure, I'll get it for you. I'm sorry, right away. So it's in that too, you have to watch your mental thoughts, right? So it's, when you're in the moment, and when you're acting, and when you're feeling, and you're being, and you're there, and you're present in the present moment with that person, you can change the whole vibration of the entire thing. You can put the positive spin on it. You can, because why? Because now you're being interacted with. So what are you going to do? Why you're not going to go, hey, what? No, I can't help you. You need to hurry up. It's like, that, most people won't say that. So why do we have that thought? So it's from a fear, and so when you be in the present moment and you realize, like, hey, listen, I'm here, they're here, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing I can do about this. There's not, you learn to not need it to be a certain way, and then that's when it all becomes good. And why do we need it to be a certain way? Because we grow up thinking we need life to work in this way. We need it to be like this so that I can feel good. It's how about you just go feel good and don't worry about what life's doing. You know what I mean? Figure out what you need to do for you. Figure out what your message is, where you're at, what the path of your life is telling you. And look at your life and what's happened in it, and see where you're going and why you're where you're at right now, and what is coming up within you that you might be seeing triggered around the world that is just for you to let go. It's for you to just really give love to, and it's loving yourself. When you love yourself, in those situations, like with the shopper, it does nobody anything. It doesn't matter. When you love yourself, it doesn't matter if you put makeup on and go to the store, or you go to the store in your PJs, because you love yourself. That's all you need, because you can never expect someone else to give you all of the love that you need. Not to say somebody somewhere probably couldn't, or you can't get a lot of that from there, but then that's what happens. Then you're like, oh, you're picking it from this person and then from that person, and let's go see my family over here, and let's go talk to this friend, and because I'm in this mood, let's go talk to that friend. When you give it to yourself, it's full and it's complete and it's whole and it's everything you need, because you know what you need better than anyone else knows, all the time. And so you can really do it for yourself. And in doing that, now we're going to have an influx that everybody's just going to be wearing PJs, and they're going to go shopping, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great because we're going to feel great. There's not going to be now inside the environment someone who's tense, worried about how they look, worried about this, who's walking through, who's wearing high heels, going grocery shopping or something, and it's fine, go ahead, to each his own. But that's a tension inside the body, that's a tension that's vibrating out into the world around them, and so a lot of times people who are unaware, we get affected by that, and then we wonder, why is the world affecting me? Why am I feeling this way, even though I don't really think it? Like I had that thought, hurry up, lady, get your stuff, but that was just a thought that came in. Why did that come into my head? Well, because if you think about it, in a grocery store, there's probably a lot of that going around in the air around you. You know what I mean? There's probably someone on another aisle thinking the exact same thing at the same time. So instead of like externalizing everything, it's all about just focusing on your center point, being who you are. What's your message that you want to give? It's not about the message that about where it's at with the lady getting the stuff with the it's about what are you to give? You're here to give to these people. You're here to create the impact, and when we understand that, we feel that wonderful sense of empowerment and responsibility that we have, and then you get that control back in your life, that you need, where you're, and not like control, like forceful, or, everything's force, forces, but, then you feel better about everything when you bring it back inside yourself, so, okay, so, where am I? I'm just blabbing now. I stayed up late, so I'm a little tired today, so but when it comes, man, it comes. Doesn't matter how I feel. It's funny, I was talking with JC last night. I was like, I'm having fun, watching, I'm playing my games and whatnot, I was having fun. And he's like, listen, and this is another thing too. And I said, hey, I'm going to talk about that. He said, okay, yeah. So he's like, just because, you're tired, or just because you're this or you're that, it doesn't mean you can't channel. It doesn't mean you can't talk to your guides. It doesn't mean that you can't contact spirit. Spirit's everywhere. It's all around you all the time, And so notice your thoughts. Notice if you allowing, the saying, if you say you can, you can. If you say you can't, you're right too, or you're correct either way. Hi Lori. Hi, thanks Jenny. Thanks Nicole. It's what was I saying? If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. It's all up to you guys. It's always been up to you. You are the center of your world, because your world revolves around you. You in the center, you, right? And who are you? You're spirit. You're a spirit person. So then when and that's how you let all that stuff just go away, and you don't worry about it. You want to be the super duper human person? Okay, well, you gotta stop crying over spilled milk. Oh no, it's gonna stink the car. Okay, just get the resolve and go fix it. Go clean it up. What are we gonna do? Are you gonna clean it up and be miserable, scrubbing it? Or are you just gonna go like, oh yeah, I get to play with the resolve today. How often do I really drop things? How often are you really spilling milk all over the carpet? Or whatever you're drinking. So let's clean it up. Bust out the vacuum cleaner. Hey, maybe I'll do the rest of the house. You know what I mean? Opportunities, take advantage of them. A lot of times that we're missing them because we want it to be a certain way. Why isn't this happening in my life? Why is it? Have you even noticed when the opportunity was right there? Oh, it just passed you, but you were looking for it in the set parameters. You were it's just like the dressing up, going shopping, or putting on makeup. I'm gonna find my knight in shining armor. Okay, well, okay, so you found them because some guy noticed you, or girl, whatever, someone noticed you because of the way you look. So now you're fitting in your parameters. Okay, cool. So they know I'm attractive now because I made myself look it, and we had witty banter. Okay, that's good, and then, so now it's all lined up perfect. So this is the perfect person. Or is it the perfect person when you turn around, and you go, hey, oh man, you totally just saw me in the most embarrassing moment, and then they're just still looking at you, and they just totally fell in love with you right then and there. You know what I mean? So now you're thinking, how much of this are you using? Are you in your brain still, your human brain, or in the mind, your spiritual mind, right? Like we've been saying is coming out there. Are you in your human side, or are you really in your super angelic galactic side, where the love that you are, and that you're here to bring, and that you can give, and who you are? That's who you are. You are love, right? We are all love. We're all made of love. Why is everything allowed to happen? Why is it all allowed to be here? Well, it wouldn't be if it wasn't loved, It sure as heck wouldn't be, because look at all the dark negatives that are trying to make stuff not happen, that's not a lot of love. I mean, I don't know where that one was going. That end part just kind of came out dark, and creating love. So create love, yeah, create love. And then again, it's their version, right? So to address that, because that's what happens within people. We can be light, we can be dark. So. Are we creating, is it a dark or is it a light? Well, it doesn't matter, but it's hard, and I was saying this, it's hard to talk to people and to say, like, hey, you're a little dark here, or I notice a little heaviness in you, or I notice a little dark, because people are going to freak out. What do you mean I'm dark? What do you mean? Oh my gosh, what does that mean? What does that mean, right? Well, it's not bad, you know what I mean? It's you. It's like embracing your own darkness, right? But again, it's darkness. What is the word? Let's dissect, take the oomph out of the word, because it's all the hype, it's all the, we think darkness falls over the land, the midnight hour is at hand, we think of it that way, and it's big and it's scary, right? But then how much fun is that too? Look how many people, enjoy the thrill of, getting spooked, and they do that because they know that they're not worried about anything, they know that it's not, it's just a fright or a thrill, and it's, and again, you do what you will with that, and, hopefully you're not creating too much, dark in those realms, because, there's a lot of sort of not life enhancing type of place, if you will, but it's that's the whole point, is it's up to you. Are you in control of your energy state? Are you know what I mean? Are you gonna be afraid for real of darkness? Are you really, or are you gonna look at the darkness and go like, hey, you're my brother too. You're my brother, you're my sister. You're misunderstood. What is darkness? It's the lack of light. It's the lack of information, right? So what are most of them? They don't know, just like anybody who's, on the spiritual path, or ascending, or, waking up, or doing the work, removing layers, in the beginning, you couldn't see any of this. You couldn't see the light. You couldn't see, maybe you could, that's about it. We knew it was there, but look at how, darkness, they don't know, they don't see how they're, trapping themselves, because what they're doing is they're using, let's say, other people or other energy. They're trying to manipulate the world. They're trying to manipulate this in order to get something satisfied inside themselves, which doesn't work, because again, they're trying to take it from me. I can't give that to you. No matter how much you try to, no matter how much of me you take, you're never gonna find, they'll never find what they're needing. And that's what we're, that's a lot of the the light people and all the people on the spiritual path, they're all coming out. And I know that's what we're doing is, we're choosing that, to be the light, and to really, to create that, and to embody that, and to, but it's really, it's not about separation. It's not about leaving one behind, that whole idea, we're going to, leave them behind. Well, no, we want to take everybody with us, when we're all having fun, we're all having fun. When we're, when it's one person just sitting here, that's good, okay, and you're trying to go positive, you're trying to be positive, and then one negative person, and then they just throw a wrench into the whole thing, and it's like, well, what's going on, right? Let's get on the same team, let's get on the same side, because now it's two people on the same side, so now we can go back and forth, we can boom, 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 back and forth with each other, and now two heads are better than one, we can create more, and we're all gonna benefit, so it's really about getting out of the old mentality program of lack, of scarcity. There's not enough. There's always enough. There's always, you are love. You are infinite. And again, you being the center point. So you choosing, is this, even though this is, dark or scary or something, it's like, it's not going to affect me energetically that way, because I understand it. I understand what it is. I understand what it's trying to do. I understand who it is, what it's saying, and why it is where it is. So instead of letting, that's how I am with horror movies. And I don't know if I mentioned that in a video maybe way back, but, at one point, I was watching Insidious with my with family, and grandpa, who's, you know, older and he's in the wars, or, you know, he's the old school tough guy, you know, I love him to death, you know, Papa, he just the scariest part in the whole movie, and he just like, he's sitting in his chair with like this, you know, and he just chuckles, he's like, like he does one of those, like, that's silly, you know, I mean, and just one, like that, and I just looked over at him, and he was cracking up. And ever since that point, horror movies don't do anything to me anymore, you know, because they're just funny now. And then you look at them and you go like, and you realize like people are making this huge fiasco over all of this like excited energy over, you know, and so, and you really just, and it's, there's nothing to be feared. It's like we're watching a movie. We all know it's not even real, you know, and we're still letting ourselves get afraid. And that's the point of movies, you know, live vicariously. That's for fun. But, you know, ever since that point, it was really like I just saw him do that, and that mastery over his own body, his own self, where he just saw something that's supposed to be really scary, and it just cracked him up, you know. And it was like, you know, nothing is gonna faze that. You know, and so it's you know, it's being that love, being that light, you know, and because that's what, you know, we all go through it, you know, so it's like, and we can all size each other up, we can all read it, we can all see it in each other, like I was saying earlier, you know, what's this person going to be like? Oh, I got to get involved with this person. Well, let me guess. I'll bet they're doing this, and I'll bet they're doing that, you know, and like, and thinking negative, or thinking that, you know, and we're so, you know, but collectively we're so used to like, you know, like, you know, getting, you know, or if someone's lying or if someone's not, or, you know, growing up as teenagers, and, you know, and someone, you know, like we're over it, you know what I mean? We're over it as people, you know, we've been over it as a species for a really long time, the oppression, the slave. I mean, look at how, you know, just go back a couple hundred years. I mean, we literally had, you know, a revolution in America, right? Well, I can say for that, you know, and you think, well, America, well, we had a civil war too. Like, those people are still here, you know? So it's like, we gotta bridge that separation and realize, like, it's not about, you know, what we did in the past. It's not about like, you know, that old, you know, like, you know, it's like revenge is what I'm getting. Like, you know, if you keep revenging, you know, it never ends. You know, it never ends. So it's like the forgiveness, the you know, the turning away, right? You know, you have to embody that, you know, in order to do it. And we all know like what our other options are. You know, we've already been living in that other world, and we're tired. You know, and what I was saying too with going back, it's like, you know, slaveries and the this and that, it's been going on for a long time. It's, you know, we were over it hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. We were over it. Humanity, you know, we're over it. We're ready for the love. We're ready for the light, you know. And I've said that a lot of times too, is look at the world, you know, the majority of people are praying for love, you know, whatever, regardless, religion, not religion, whatever religion, doesn't matter. You know, we're praying for our family, praying for our kids, praying for, you know, everyone wants the love, you know. And so where is it? It's already here, you know. It's not out there. It's, stop looking for it like it's not here. Stop creating your own perceived separation from that which is right in front of you. Because then again, what is love? Well, it's everything. It's the dark too. It's love. All of it is love. All of it is spirit. All of it is allowed. All of it is, you know, and when you start to embody this, when you live and you understand this and you know this, and you look at things like I was saying, you read between the lines, and then now you're not analyzing, oh, is this guy say, he said he was going to do this, he's a liar, he did this, he did that, or she, you know, she's just a tease. What would the guy one be? She's just over there, she don't even like you, she says she likes you, she just wants your money, she's a gold digger, that's what it, right? Right, or whatever, you know. Instead of just doing, you just like, okay, bye. I'm just like, you know, like walk into the place, you see them all standing there, beautiful, 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 and you just go, I don't want to do this. And you just turn around and run another way. And where does that come from? Because we've all done it before. We've all been doing it. You know, how many incarnations, you know, how much ancestry is within our bodies, how much war, how much, you know, male, female, you know, like good, bad. You know, it's like, It's like that idea, male and female. Oh, I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. I don't need this. It's okay, great, fine, sure. You don't need one, sure. No, okay, fine. Calm down, okay? But look at nature, okay? None of us would be here if we didn't have both of us. So at the very least, I'm just trying to say, right, at the very least, it's kind of natural. You know what I mean? And not to need, but and that's because I think it's a good concept, that they're putting out there, like empowerment for everybody. You know what I mean? We should all feel empowered, but don't take it, don't go way out of, there's a natural, thing that when we come together, and it's all love, and we come back to that place, and it's just, yeah. We can all choose that, and that can become our reality, but it's like you have to choose it. You can't. Yeah, okay, I think I just stopped right there. I don't know, sorry. I'm just gonna breathe. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Was that 50 minutes? 55 minutes? Hey, look at that. All right, I was thinking it was about an hour. I'm gonna take a sip of some water real quick. So anybody got any questions about how you are the message? Anything you want to share? That's cool. I love it. Oh man, I have to go back and check this one out again too. I know what I was saying about, but it's like I don't know half the words that popped out of there. And that's the fun part. I love that. I love doing this stuff, guys. Thanks for coming by. So yeah, you are the message. Be the message. You're here to bring a message. Excuse me. Blame the water. So yeah, I guess I said it. I said it so many times. I think I'm just gonna repeat myself at this point. So, yeah, I guess I'll let you guys go. Let me see, JC. JC's got anything else to say? Okay. Okay, hold on. He's talking about how I'll let him just kind of say this part. He's saying how back to how with the body and with how all of them are connected within our bodies, and they're in all different places. And so it's okay. So he's saying as this one says about separation, it's important, this whole theme. Whereas with them also, and angels and archangels and these, there's thousands and thousands, infinite of them. There's, multiverses. There's, universes on top of universes, within universes, outside of universe. He said, because it's all possible, because of the imagination, because of creation, because of spirituality. Why wouldn't we make it possible? So he's saying, and it's better and it's important to familiarize yourself with your message and who you are and why you are and how things make you feel and what you want to do. Some of you may love to garden. Some of you may love to paint. Some of you may love to do all kinds of different things. And that's your expression, and that's what you're here to do. And in doing so, you allow others to do so too, and you can create. We can all be the creators of a wonderful new world. Create your own music. Create your own, anything, and do it for yourself. Don't do it just as a get rich quick scheme. I want to become a painter and I just got to sell, and that can be the trappings is, you want to live your life that way, but you got to, have an income. So, okay, so do it on your spare time, but create, we're here we have an amazing opportunity to work together that once we do so and we allow for each other to have that space to grow and to create and to express ourselves, that's the new economy. That's the world that we're going to support each other and we're going to value each other in a much more intimate way than just valuing you as like an employee who can get me like food. Like instead, you're going to be a cook. and we're going to value your wonderful meals, and then we're going to value the guys, who are picking, growing the crops, and then they're picking, and we all start to value it that way. And so there's this separation that really doesn't exist, because there is no separation, because none of this would work if it was just separated. Everything is connected. And so when referring to us as angels, notice how work with us in ways of all areas of your life and your body and your mind. Understand that while some of you may feel very close to, say, Archangel Michael, many of you can feel close to him, but some of you may be painters. Some of you may be, musicians. Some of you may be fighters, warriors, or like physical, you could say ballerinas. You could be dancers. You could be, kung fu artists. Some of you may be just spiritual gurus, spiritual, meditators, amazing at meditating, amazing at, clear whatever. Some clairsentient, some got premonitions. And so, and all of us are going to work with all of you on all the different levels. So really, a lot of times in learning the distinctions, it's important to use one of us in many different areas of your life, and it'll help you to really, like you can use Archangel Michael's protection in your root chakra, and so your security, your home, your life, you're going to be safe. You can also use him, his security in your throat, in your throat chakra, to voice your opinion and to defend, to protect your words, to make your words, smooth, and or you know what I mean? Like, but then you would think, so like, let's say smooth, right? So you want the flow, so you want someone like maybe like a water spirit, or like a divine feminine, to help you with the flow and with the love to come through my voice. Maybe I want to speak, and this is what channeling's about, I want to speak through Archangel Michael, so there's going to be power, there's going to be warrior spirit within me, which is always in me. I'm a Michael anyways, and so, but then if you're going with this person, same thing. So, really familiarizing yourself on multiple levels, not just familiarizing yourself with, this is Archangel Michael, he's a protector, that, blah, 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 because it's infinite. We can do so many things, and he's saying the importance of this is because sometimes you can get cross signals, you can get mixed up, because you might feel like, so if you have a really strong tie to someone in your heart space that's, like JC, and then but then you call in like Michael, and then all of a sudden you feel in here, that doesn't mean that it was JC, it could be him too, you know what I'm saying? So, just, the layers, it's okay to pick one angel, one archangel. It's okay to familiarize yourself with just your higher self. That's who I first met, my first year and a half, doing my thing. It was me and my higher self, and then I started familiarizing with everything else once I was in my higher self, and I am my higher self. I was self-recognizing my higher self. Then I was able to play in that realm where I could now, you can experience more, because, and all it is experiencing more, opening up your mind, awakening your consciousness, right? And that's my Facebook group that I have, awakening consciousness, because that's what's happening, that's what we're doing, and that's what it's all about, because it's not about hating on people, it's not about forcing this, forcing that, it's all just about, I want to live in a nice world, and I know you do too, and it's as simple as that, and we all know how we got to do it, because we know what we love, and when we allow ourselves to love what we love, and just be love and give love to people, and we allow ourselves to accept love from other people, we stop, if you look at the world outside of you as negative all the time, and you don't trust anybody, and never, then what are you even doing here? Like, you're wasting, that's wasting your time, other people's time. Like, I mean, we're here, so why aren't we at least trying to have fun, We should be laughing about every single thing that happens all the time. You walking into the store in your pajamas, you not wearing your makeup, my buddy, having too many drinks with his shirt off, sweating, a Boilermaker in the hand, and a bottle of Jack in the other hand, that was a wonderful time. It's like, and it was just because, we're just free, we're just having fun. We weren't, you're not worried about what everyone else is telling you about who you are and how bad of a person you are, and you're the reason why their life is all messed up. It's just like, no, if they're gonna look at you that way, that's not your problem. If they're just gonna live their life miserable because they can't find a reason to be happy, well, that's not your problem. And then we can't, so then you go out into the world and we run into people like this and we try to help, but sometimes you can't, and sometimes you can't, but it's all about you, whoever you are, doing something that you want to do, living your life, we're all here. So yeah, I'll get off, I'll keep talking, I can stay on that one forever. So, what did you say, Jeannie? It's like why you admire Albert Einstein. It's like he just is who he is. It gives us seeming permission to be who we are. Yeah. I love his, like, every single picture he has. He's got his spiky hair up. He's always Eureka something. Every moment he woke up in the morning and like, man, I just thought of the most amazing thing in the morning. Or any time. And it's true, right? His hair. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about his hair. Who wants to be judged on your hair in the first place? Nobody wants to be judged on it in the first place, at the very least be judged about it, let alone be accepted. Like that's what you want. Is someone who accepts you for who you are, and someone who knows you for who you really are. That reading between the lines, not looking at, how much money do you make, or you're the CEO of this, or you're this of that. It's they look at who you are inside, and they love you because you're a loving person, because you care about them and you give to each other and you share, this world together. We're all sharing in this world together. And as soon as we all start, sharing it together, taking care of it together, that's how we're going to do this. It's not going to come from some government, tell us this, tell us that. Are you living in that old world where you're still waiting? You're still waiting for life to, like, make itself seem worthy to you, or are you gonna go make it worthy? Are you gonna go make life your B word? Are you gonna go, make life what you want it, make out of it, or are you just gonna, be a victim the whole time, or are you just gonna live in fear? Oh, I can never do this, I can never do that. We gotta move forward. We gotta get out of that. It's why, it's why importance of going for a drive, when you're going for a walk when you need to. You've been home for too long and you're in that still same space. Go change it up. You can stay home and you get sort of stale and you say, oh, what is there to do? Oh, and you get lazy or whatever. Just go exercise. Go for a walk. Just go sit outside. Go, do something else. Take yourself elsewhere. Sit, breathe in the air from outside. Just for as long as you can. Do whatever you need to do. But changing your body, changing, you are the message for everything around you. And the world needs you, especially your world. My world does too, because, then I'm living in, the world with us collectively, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, all right, guys. Oh, I think I'll wrap it up there. Pretty much saying feels like the same deal, still going, same topic. So, I think we're good for today. It's over an hour now. Yeah, 1:07. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming out. Much love as always. And I'll be here every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, with a new topic, a new person, being, whoever came through. Thank you, JC. That was fun. And all right, I'm gonna go have a good day. You guys all have a good day too. See you guys next time. Much love. Wait. Uh-oh, I'm typing. Okay, here we go. Technical issues. Here we go.